Clover Health Investments Corp closed the session of the 16th of April 2021 at $8.82. That was an 83% extension. And the news, amongst other things, is that it could be experiencing, it says here, according to Benzinga, why Clover Health could see a big short squeeze. And according to them, the S3 Partners, an analytics firm that specializes in reporting market data, said in a report last week that Clover Health has a short percent of float of 144.73%, which caught the attention of many retail traders on Twitter and Reddit. Since GameStop's insane run in January, many investors have been trying to find the next short squeeze. Some are pointing to Clover Health to be the next stock that sees a massive stock price spike. So according to this tweet by Antonio Costa, it says Clover this week, so it says this level 144% of short interest is the perfect feel for a massive short squeeze like GME's 144%. Like GME's 144% is insane. Keep in mind, recently the stock got a $15 price target from Bank of America, and then Benzinga went ahead to explain a lot of things we may have been getting wrong or mixing things up. It says, what is a short squeeze? A short squeeze can occur when a stock has high short interest and a low float. Number of shares available to purchase, which is the float. If the stock rises, the shorts are forced to purchase shares or go long on a stock to cover their short positions. This causes the supply of shares to become even more limited, thus raising the price of the stock even further. And the short volume ratio, Clover has a short volume of 1.364 million shares. According to them, this is the data they are providing, with 5.7 million total, 5.76 million shares total available, according to market data Fintel. So this may not be the absolute figure. We have other figures elsewhere. So this indicates a short volume ratio of 28%. So short interest is different from short volume. Okay, so as short volume, let's go there. Sorry about that. As it says, this indicates, short interest is different from short volume. A short volume only takes into account outstanding shares, whereas the short interest includes the nominal value of open option contracts. So you have to know that. You have to know the difference. Short volume is strictly what goes on with the shares, but short interest includes also what goes on with the options. So according to them, short seller Hindenburg, a firm that investigates and exposes deficiencies in companies, released a short report on Clover back in February. The stock dropped about 12%, and many other investors rushed to buy puts on the technology-focused health company. All right, okay, so that is what may have also contributed to that short interest. So, we went on to have a look at the short volume. So as at the 16th, we have the percent of short volume as short volume was 66.013 million shares, and the volume was 106.542 million shares. So the percentage is 61.96. So we are looking at a 61% of short volume. So that also does not include the short interest. That's the short interest may be different. So according to Short Squeeze, it's saying that is only 12.58% of the entire float is sold short. So it's now a discrepancy. Things may have changed a bit. So and it is an increase of 30%. So, but according to this, the data on Charles Schwab here, it says shares outstanding is 406.31 million shares. Okay, so we're seeing a lot of different figures here. So all in all, I believe there is some data there. There must be some short volumes. We evidently saw that. The short volume was 61% and some fractions. So all in all, we will just go ahead and look at what's going on technically with the stock. So before we go on, there's a piece there's something that was mentioned in that piece. It said when the news came out about from Hindenburg, so the shit fell 12%. So it continued to retrace all through that and also tried to extend in all through that month of February and up till March, and then it retraced again, broke through the 10-day trend line as at the 12th of March, and it began to retrace again. So technically, it's also spiked again, broke through the short and intermediate trend lines as at the 8th of this month, but retraced again, and at this point, as at the 15th of February of April this month, it was also trading below all of those short and intermediate trend lines, presenting a good buying opportunity. That was when we now saw this 83% spike from that level, from that price. Subsequently it closed 83% up as at the 16th. So technically speaking, we can see the unbalanced volume indicator is very high up there and extending. It seems the 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is also rising. MACD is also above the signal line. It says Clover appears to be rallying within a longer term bearish trend. That is because the 200-day trend line, which is the longer term of the longest of the trend lines, is bearish. That's why it is saying that. So driving its MACD above the signal line. Okay, yes, you can see that that's the MACD is above the signal line. However, shares remain below a declining 200-day trend line. That's the 200-day trend line is declining, signifying that the dominant trend remains lower, but it's also lagging the S&P 500. Momentum for Clover is strongly bullish. The 14 period slow stochastic oscillator is rising as investors pay higher prices for shares. Okay, that's what it's saying. It's just slightly tipping up over there. And then it went on to say the unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. So all in all, we have seen a 3% increase in Clover, and there's the assertion that we have a 144% short. What did they call it? 144. We have to get a figure right. Short, a 144% short interest. So okay, that is good. We have to point that out. So that is if you combine what the short volume and then the short figure in the put. So we have a 144% short interest. So given all of that, we are seeing a healthy amount of skepticism towards the stock, and the stock fundamentally, I believe, must be all right. So in the near term, it's definitely a stock to watch, but I cannot tell you that, given that it has appreciated by 83%, that you should go and buy it. So I would just simply say observe and watch. If you're strong enough to get involved, by all means do so. But let's see what's going on with the stock right now in this post market. You can see it's currently up by 15.08%. So that's what we're looking at right now. It's currently trading at $10.15. So we have to now add another 15% to that 83%. So we are looking at a 98% extension from the 15th of April 2021. So it has run up a huge gain of roughly 100%. So like I just said, observe, watch, and see how it goes. If you're brave enough to get involved, by all means get involved and do the best you can. Okay, So if you're new to this channel, subscribe, like, and share if you're already a subscriber. Thank you very much for watching this video.